And that something more is standing on the back of the reefback, and this is going to be the best transition for the next creature. And I present you the alien penguin. Hey, how are you doing? I'm JJ and welcome to Subnautica, and as you can see, I am in a little bit of a tough situation. I am going to use the fire extinguisher and explain everything to you in just 1 second. So I have just started a brand new Subnautica survival game, and first, what we're gonna do, let's use the ladder.
No, God!
Because this is an amazing sight. Aurora, how are you doing?
Oh, hello, man!
Yeah, you're dead. Thank you. So again, we are standing on a life pod staring at the dead Aurora ship, and I have some explaining to do. So as you may already know, Subnautica Arctic DLC is already in production. And of course, I'm gonna play it, and as always, I am going to try and cover every single bit of news I will stumble upon. And today is not an exception. There is something really amazing regarding new creatures of Subnautica. Now, I'm gonna get to it in a moment, but before I do that, I want to explain what I am doing in a survival game. This is my first achievement, getting your feet wet, and you may ask, why am I getting my feet wet? And yes, you may ask what I am doing in a survival mode. Usually whenever I cover such information, I tend to go in a creative mod and basically spawn everything in. I did start a survival game because I want to prepare for the upcoming Arctic DLC. So since the most time I played Subnautica was in a creative mod, there is no health bar, no oxygen bar. Basically, you can do whatever you want and you cannot die. Also, I'm not too much familiar with some crafting recipes, and I want to know them all. I want to know that for scanner you need a battery and a titanium, and to make a battery you need 2 acid mushrooms and 1 copper. Actually, I did knew that for battery you need 2 acid mushrooms and 1 copper. But anyway, you get the idea. I'm gonna mix Subnautica survival series with Subnautica news. That way everyone will be happy, because there was a lot of people asking me to start a new survival game. It's nighttime. What is the best thing to do right now? Of course, let's go and find every single quartz piece in the safe shallows.
No, God, please, no! No!
So you have already seen the thumbnail of the video and of course read the title. So you get the idea about what we're gonna talk today. So of course, the upcoming Arctic DLC, new creatures. So I have caught a bunch of fish and gathered a lot of acid mushrooms because we're gonna need a lot of batteries in the future, and I believe this is the perfect time for us to go and check on the first creature of Subnautica Arctic DLC. So I present you the Arctic reefback. So first, what I have to mention that this is not a whole picture of a reefback. What I have in mind, the person who posted this clearly cropped it from the bigger picture. As you can see, there are arrows coming from nowhere and pointing directly to the reefback. I am actually so curious, what was the information written on the whole picture? And maybe if one of the Subnautica game developers are watching this video, maybe you could share the whole picture of the Arctic reefback. So basically this is a cousin of a reefback that we have already in Subnautica. And basically there is nothing very special about it. Well, yeah, it looks reefback-ish. Long tentacles, huge forehead, some sort of a ventilation pumps. And there is something more. And that something more is standing on the back of the reefback, and this is going to be the best transition for the next creature. And I present you the alien penguin. Now, if you have watched my previous Subnautica episodes, you may have already anticipated the alien penguin to be implemented in Subnautica. We had those short clips uploaded by the developers where we could see a lot of small penguins running around the Arctic biome. Now, there are 2 things that are concerning me about these alien penguins. The first one is the size, and the second one, are they hostile or passive creatures? Now, about the size, we need to go back to the reefback photo, and first we need to assess, is this reefback a juvenile or an adult? from this picture, there is no way we can distinguish, is this a small version of a reefback, Arctic reefback, or a bigger version? Now, if that was a smaller version of Arctic reefback, then we could clearly say that these penguins are quite small. But if that Arctic reefback is actually a full-grown one, then these penguins are quite big. Maybe even the same size as the diver. Before we do anything crazy, first of all, I need to eat because my food meter is at 18. That is not very comfortable for me. So let's cook some fishes. That way I can actually just eat them and satisfy my... Oh, okay, it's dropped to 17. Now, as you can see, cooked pepper gives me 32 food and 5 water. Let's do just that. Thank you very much. I feel much safer at this point. Maybe I would actually... Let's get a water bottle. Filtered bottle. That's actually so easy. What we need to do, just catch a bladder fish. And let's do just that. Consume... I am safe for 5 minutes. And it's daytime, the most loved time of the day for JJ. Now, before we go even further into the video, I want to show you something really cool. So, do you remember when we first climbed the ladder in the life pod? There was some sort of an animation. Now, if we would go into the water and if we would use the escape pod, well, basically we climb in, and I have never used this one before, and if we would try to exit this one, there is an animation where we...
Bye, have a great time.
Open the hatch, there is a rabbit ray, always, there is an rabbit ray swimming past the life pod, and this animation tells us that we have just started Subnautica game. Now, a small tip if you're starting Subnautica, if you want to go into Creepvine Forest, grab a fish in your hands, and that way the stalker is not going to attack you and you are gonna tame him for a few seconds. That way you can go and collect the Creepvine seed clusters with no fear. So first things we're gonna craft, of course, the survival knife, then fins, and of course the O2 tank. For survival knife you need 1 silicone rubber, for fins you need 2 silicone rubbers, and to craft a silicone rubber you need a Creepvine seed cluster. So whenever you go for the first time in Creepvine Forest, you need to grab 3 Creepvine seed clusters, and of course I'm gonna suffocate in 2 seconds. Thank you for telling me. Hey, now let's get back into the escape pod because I really want to craft, first of all, the fins, because with fins you get a significant boost in speed.
Cool.
Which helps you a lot if you want to run away from, for example, a stalker. And as you can see, I can already craft them, which is awesome. By the way, they are going to be equipped automatically whenever you go. As you can see, they give you approximately 15% of speed boost. From my point of view, that's a lot, and this is also going to help me to go a little bit deeper into Subnautica if I want to fetch some more exotic materials. Now, what I want to do, let's craft another silicone rubber, and I believe I have a titanium ingot back in my pocket. So tools, I can already craft myself a survival knife, which is going to help me cut some stuff, maybe defend against the stalker. And there is one more thing, the air bladder. If you don't know what it is, this might actually save you if you are a beginner Subnautica player. Now, when I started playing Subnautica, I always went too deep in Subnautica, and a lot of times I could not just get out and suffocate to death. But the air bladder, this thing, will actually help you get to the surface a little bit faster. Now, I'm gonna show you how it works. So say for example we are in 30 meters deep and we need to get out into the surface as fast as we can. Let's deploy the air bladder, press one button, and boom, we are going so fast. As you can see, whoa, that was a nice jump. And whenever you want to swim deep in Subnautica, again, you just undeploy the air bladder and that's it. This was the first animation when you equip a survival knife. Basically, there is an animation for every tool or weapon in the game. Basically, there are two weapons. If we can say that, okay, I'm suffocating, let's use the air bladder for 8 meters. There are survival knife and there is a propulsion or repulsion cannon, but I guess we cannot say that these are weapons. I'm talking about the cannon. So now I'm gonna try and find some titanium because we need that O2 tank and okay, scrap metal. This is the source of a titanium. Let's just grab it. And let's go back to the topic about the alien penguin. So I asked you, what do you think? Are they aggressive or are they passive creatures? Now, before you answer that question, just look at this picture. Yes, this is the same penguin that we talked about 5 minutes ago. It can open its mouth just like that, and seeing this picture, I believe I'm gonna say that whenever the penguin is in the water, it might be aggressive, and whenever it is on the land on some sort of ice chunk, it is going to be passive. Now, this is just my assumption, my speculations. I have no idea, is it going to be passive or aggressive? Oh, let's just grab some air from this brain coral. If you didn't know, you can just sit right here and boom, 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 and you can go venture deeper in Subnautica. Now, I believe I have 3 titanium, so we can go back into the life pod and we can craft ourselves an O2 tank. But before we do just that, I want to present you one more Subnautica Arctic DLC creature. We have no idea what is the name of this one. Some sort of an evil-looking claws, a popped-out eye. Basically, this is a typical Subnautica creature. Maybe it resembles a Bladder. Imagine, this creature is actually so small, it can attach to your arm and suck out that blood, delicious blood. And no, I'm not Dracula. A lot of people actually said that my voice reminds of a Dracula, but I am not Dracula. And no, I don't like blood. But anyway, I leave this creature for your judgment, whether you like it or no. We have no idea, will it be implemented or no, but still for me, it looks kind of nice. And I believe that we need to talk about this creature. I have no idea how it is pronounced, and so I'm gonna do my way. It's gonna be Pinicarid. 100%, this creature is passive. No claws, no teeth. I believe this creature will be quite small, and I believe it is going to be swimming somewhere around the safe shallows of Subnautica Arctic DLC, if Subnautica Arctic DLC will have some sort of a safe shallows, and I believe it will. So yeah, these are the color variants: blue, green, red, and dark blue, gray. You get the idea. So comment in the comment section down below, what was your favorite creature? The Pinicarid, the Arctic Bladder, maybe the alien penguin, or of course the reefback. So let's head back home to our life pod. Let's grab ourselves some titanium, because you need to craft titanium from the metal salvage first in order to get titanium. Then we're gonna craft ourselves an equipment which is called the standard O2 tank, and this way, as you can see, 45 seconds, boom, 75 seconds inside the water. That is not bad result. We can get up to 225 if I'm not mistaken, but to do so we need to improve this bad boy few times. So basically this is it. Don't forget to leave your comment in the comment section down below. If you can, leave a like on this video. I believe it's time to end the video because we have already touched the main point of this episode, the Arctic Subnautica creatures. I really like them. If you like them, leave a like, and if you don't like them, leave a like also. And as always, I'm gonna see you all, oh my god, I'm too cringy, in the next episode. Bye.